Good morning. This is Don with Truth Be Told. Hope you enjoyed that last video. There's last couple of videos. There's been a whole lot of information going on, and it's only going to get more and more and more hard for the dark hats to explain, or the black hats to explain themselves. It's about time. That's all I can say. Any rate, without ado, let's go ahead and move on to these stories. Before we do, please subscribe, click the bell. Small channel, 97% of the people that view my videos are not subscribers. Just take a moment, subscribe, even if you click no notifications. I don't care. I just need the subscribers. Appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead. First one of the day is uncovered photos show VP Joe Biden's meeting with Hunter and his business associate to set up Flippin' gigantic business deal. That's no surprise. It keeps adding up, and it's looking worse and worse for Slow Joe. Shocking emails and photos were uncovered by the Daily Mail that proved Joe Biden lied about his knowledge and involvement in his son's corrupt business dealings while he was still VP. The new revelations from Hunter's laptop give a look into how he used Joe's influence as VP to facilitate flipping gigantic deals across the world while using Air Force Two as his personal charter. These people make me sick. Look at all these skanky looking dirtbags. In the photos from November 19, 2015, Joe and Hunter are smiling and hugging Mexican billionaires Carlos Slim and Miguel Alamen Velasco after a private meeting that took place in the VP's office. Now this guy is sitting in the White House. It was also revealed that Biden, while on an official trip to Mexico City, flew Hunter and his business partner with him on Air Force Two so they could put together the lucrative deal with the Alamans that would also benefit the Ukrainian energy company Burisma. These people just don't care. They have no conscience whatsoever. It was also revealed that Biden, while on an official trip to Mexico City, flew Hunter and his business partner with him on Air Force Two so they could put together a lucrative deal with Alamans that would also benefit the Ukrainian energy company Burisma. We're arriving late tonight on Air Force Two to Mexico City. We will be there for Thursday. I'm attending a meeting with President N with Dad. Jeff is with me on lane, sick, and we will be with us all day, Hunter wrote on February 24th, 2016. Hunter and his business partner, Jeff Cooper, began working to secure the gigantic payoff from corrupt businesses in Mexico in 2013. They targeted Slim and Alaman because of their deep pockets and influence over a state-owned oil company called Pernex. This is setting up to be a flippin' gigantic brother, Jeff Cooper and Hunter Biden, on February 26 of 2013. In 2014, after about a year of talks, Burisma added Hunter to their payroll so he could complete their plan to cash in by taking part of the privatization of Pernex. He also explained in his 50% cut that he would be getting out of the deal. I, in the full disclosure, will most likely be granted equity commensurate with demand from the Burisma side. I'm also currently 50% of the equity of the U.S. entity that conceivably would partner with Alaman Group. Even after all the meetings and extensive favors, the Mexican oil deal did not go exactly as planned. In 2016, after receiving pressure from fellow board members at Burisma, Hunter expressed frustration to Alaman for not following their accepted quid pro quo. Oh, boo-hoo. I've looked at what your family has done and want to follow in that tradition. We've been talking about business deals for 7 years, and I really appreciate you letting me stay at your resort villa, but I have brought every single person you ever asked me to bring to the effing White House and the Vice President's house and the inauguration, and then you go completely silent? You make me feel like I've done something to offend you. Oh, well, oh, poor Biden. Joe Biden's son. Oh. This is just the latest evidence of rampant misuse of Biden's influence to enrich his family members. At some point, this administration will have to answer for the president's denials about his knowledge and involvement in Hunter's worldwide cash grab. The White House has not provided any comment after repeated attempts. See the full articles and photos and emails here. Oh, this guy just makes me want to just lose it. All right. Next story. Recall election for California Governor Gavin Newsom set for September 14th. Finally. It's official. California Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom is going to face a recall election, and the date has been set. Well, I certainly hope that they've changed those machines. Democrats in the state have done everything they can to protect Newsom from this, but in the end, the recall petitions overcame all odds. Newsom's recall election will happen this fall on September 14th, Fox News reports. California Governor Gavin Newsom recall vote set for September 14th. The recall election for California Governor Newsom is it's just repeating the same thing. Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kanowski chose the date just hours after the recall was formally certified. On September 14th, California voters will be asked two questions if they want to recall Newsom, and two, if so, who should replace him. If 50% or more of voters answered yes to the first question, the candidate with the most votes in question 2 becomes the next governor of the U.S., most populous state. After elections, officials verified more than 1.5 million signatures on the recall petition last week. The state had 90 days to hold the special election. The recall petition garnered over 1.7 million signatures, of which only 43 were withdrawn, leaving the effort well above the 1.5 million threshold. The Newsom recall was a result of a large part of California's fed up with the state's highly restrictive lockdowns and school closures, though the state is now on its way out of lockdown after the state's mask mandate in most settings was lifted 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's trying to save his butt. Newsom earned this throughout his actions as governor. And Will Robinson says, insufferable. Gavin Newsom is set to be recalled on September 14th. So get your table reservations at the French Laundry now. Errol Weber said Newsom's recall election is now official, September 14th, 2021. Time to remove Gavin Newsom. Recall Gavin Newsom. Recall him. Yes, yes, yes. All right. CNN celebrates Chinese Communist Party's 100th anniversary in Gushes over Xi Jinping. There's a video. Yeah, the Communist News Network really loves the communists, don't they? This is CNN. CNN Communist News Network celebrated the Chinese Communist Party's 100-year anniversary on Thursday. 100 years of power, death, genocide, and destruction. The CNN correspondent Christy Lou Stout gushed over Xi Jinping's speech and show of strength. And there's a video. On a day of projected strength and triumph for the CCP, Xi Jinping hailed the party's successes and the national rejuvenation it has been able to achieve. He also said foreign countries that bully China will meet a great wall of steel, the latest. Oh my gosh, I hope you watched the video that I just showed you about what China's been up to here in the U.S. Let's go ahead and watch these pukes do what they do.
This celebration, it's not just happening today, it's not just happening this week, it's been all year long, and the message that has been coming from the Communist Party has been the same. All that is good has come from them.
And it has culminated to this day, a day of projected strength and triumph for the Chinese Communist Party. And in the last few hours, we heard a very lengthy speech from the Chinese president and General Secretary of the Communist Party, Xi Jinping, in Beijing, in which he marked the milestone, in which he praised the successes of the party in the last 100 years, in which he also praised the national rejuvenation that the party has been able to achieve. He also had some more pointed words. While he said that, made the claim that China has never bullied other nations, he had this message for China's rivals. Take a listen.
At the same time, the Chinese people will never allow any foreign forces to bully, oppress, and enslave us. Anyone who tries to do so will find themselves in a collision course with a great wall of steel forged by 1.4 billion people.
Xi Jinping also said that no one should try to underestimate China's strong ability to defend its sovereignty. And when he used those words, strong ability or 强大的能力, that brought about a huge reaction from the crowd, a roar, a huge round of applause. Now look, in the days and weeks leading up to this moment, there has been wall-to-wall coverage in the real world and also online and in state-run media praising the party and what it's done the last 100 years, being able to transform a nation that was once impoverished, racked by famine and civil war, and turn it into an economic and high-tech powerhouse. That was underscored by a message sent earlier today from outer space. 3 Chinese astronauts on board the Tianhe Chinese space station module beaming down to China. Congratulations to the party on its centennial. But this day, analysts say, is not just about the party. It's also about a person, Chinese President Xi Jinping, the core leader of China. Take a listen.
He's powerful until things run against him. So at the moment, he's doing quite a good job of controlling the narrative around where China is going. And it's, from the outside, appears to be an increasingly hardline narrative. But he does certainly seems to have a firmer grip than he had on power in 2013, that's for sure.
And a firmer grip on Hong Kong as well. Today is also the 1-year anniversary of the imposition of the national security law. In the last year, 117 people have been arrested under the law. John.
So, Christy, when we're looking at the situation, one of those aspects which, maybe not so glorious would be the situation in Hong Kong with the democracy and the handover from Britain to China. That was 24 years ago also on this day.
Yeah, that's right. And today, marking a number of anniversaries, the centennial for the CCP, 24 years since the handover, as well as 1 year of the national security law. And this day, July 1, historically speaking, in Hong Kong, which used to be a raucous and rebellious place, would be a day of mass protest. But for the second year in a row, no protest taking place on a massive scale this day. There was a small protest that we monitored earlier today, 4 people marching on the streets of Hong Kong surrounded by police, saying release political prisoners and down with fascism. Back to you, John.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say to that. These people make me sick. If you love China so much, why don't you pack yourselves up, sell everything you have, and move to your utopia, China? Woo! We're so happy. We're under communist control. At any rate, that's about all I have to say about that. This is Don V with Truth Be Told. Hope you enjoyed this recording, and we are out of here.